Greetings from the Magnolia, the show dedicated to image, brand, and business culture. We are heard live each and every Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so I certainly hope that you will join us to find out what exciting topic that we're talking about today on the show. And I'm Nyda Bittmann-Neville, your host. I am CEO of TNB Consulting Group, where we do specialize in enhancing the image and brand of our clients. We would love to have the opportunity to help you as well. Now today on the Magnolia, we're going to talk about your personal eye chart. And yes, we know periodically we do need to have our eyes examined. And so as you can see, I've got an eye chart here, and the large letter at the top begins with our letter E. And today we're really going to talk about 5 E's on our personal eye chart, and they are endurance, energy, engagement, enthusiasm, and excellence. And so we're just going to touch base briefly on these. If you would like to read the entire show, then you can just check out the blog, and I've got much more details and a lot more techniques underneath each one of our letter E's. But let's talk about endurance. Certainly in these economic times, we must endure. And there's a lot of ways that we can help ourselves in order to do that. And those are by looking at some exercises, whether that be walking, jogging, jumping rope, swimming, whatever it might be. Try to increase that amount of exercise that you're doing, because what that does, it helps your whole body function much more effectively and efficiently, and you'll also improve that endurance, and therefore the stress, even though there's a lot of it these days, those stress levels, you'll be able to cope with those much better, which really leads us into the second E, which is energy, because when we exercise and eat right, we end up with quite a bit more energy. And we really need to almost tell ourselves that we have got energy, because if we don't and we say, oh, I'm so tired, we actually start believing it. So we need to do a little positive conversation as well. The third E, if you will, is engagement. And we need to be engaging in our economic times that we are involved with. And by being engaging, I mean that you want to start creating yourself to be a very engaging person, so that when people come up to you and begin a conversation, they find that you are quite easy to talk to, you're interesting. Well, how do we do that, you say? Some people are just naturally outgoing and others aren't. But if you practice just a few techniques, then you're going to find yourself much more engaging. For example, when you're going to a networking event, or you're just going to be interacting with people, think of 2 or 3 questions that you can ask that will show that you're interesting and wanting to engage in conversation. And read the paper every day, whether that's online or however you access the daily news, television, newspaper, whatever, but find out what is happening so that you can talk about some of the current topics. Not necessarily politics or religion, but we know that there's much more to talk about that is of interest. So we want to be an engaging individual. And the 4th E is enthusiasm. How do we get enthusiasm? I mean, do you wake up in the morning and you're just so excited to get on with the day? Or, do you just lay there and sort of pull those covers back over your head and go, I don't even want to get up? Well, the first thing is turn the lights on in the bedroom. That forces you to go ahead and to become a little bit enthusiastic, if you will. Eat breakfast, do the exercises like we talked about, and we'll start having some enthusiasm. And it's not only eating breakfast, but make sure that we start not filling our day full of sugary treats, sugary food, because we know what that does. It only gives you just a quick spike, and then the rest of it is downhill. So enthusiasm, just think about what's good in your life as opposed to what maybe are the stressful things. We need to be very thankful for all the wonderful things that we have in our lives. And last is excellence. In today's environment, we really need to really concentrate on being an excellent performer. And instead of doing things, that's good enough, no. Think, no, wait a minute, I've got to do this the very, very best that I can. And make sure that the things that you do, the tasks that you complete, are excellent. They're of high quality, that you just don't, quote, do the report. You have thought about the report. You might have even thought of a new way to present the information. So we want to really think about, how am I doing my performance of task, responsibility, my job? Because right now you want to be seen as a very valuable individual, not only to your current employer, or even if you are in transition. You need to present yourself in the most positive light that there is. So, again, we're looking at your personal I chart, if you will, and we've talked very briefly about 5 E's: endurance, energy, engagement, enthusiasm, and excellence. If we practice these 5 E's, if you will, so you've got a good prescription now for how we need to perform, I am sure that the doctor's going to be very pleased with your personal I chart this time. So you've been watching and listening to the Magnolia. I'm Nyda Bittmann-Neville, your host, and I hope again that you will join us each and every Friday at 9 a.m. If you want to check out all of the shows, just go simply to themagnolia.tv. If there is a topic that you'd love for me to talk about, please just go to the site, contact me, and tell me, I'd love for you to talk about this, or I've got this issue I'd like to hear you speak on. Love to do that. If you would like to have the Magnolia come to your company, to your conference, we certainly can be a part of your show. So until next time, greetings from the Magnolia.